Yo, what is up? What's poppin'? You know it ain't no stopping. It is your boy, the International Sensei, and welcome to the Enter the Dojo podcast, your source for all things fighting related. And it is a very sad day, and I'm very sad to say that we have lost Black Panther, Chadwick Boseman. So today is going to be a little bit different. Just going to be talking about just his impact on the world. I mean, just being like a black superhero, being like really I wouldn't say the first, but like the biggest like standalone black superhero movie ever, man. Like it's just crazy. I remember when Black Panther first came out, and I just saw everyone like black, Latino, like everybody. I mean, whether regardless of cultural background, you know what I'm saying? Whether it was Haitians, whether it was Jamaicans, whether it was Trinis, whether it was just straight African Americans that were just whether it was Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, whatever. I saw a ton of people of color just uniting together over this one thing, and that was Black Panther. I mean, I'm seeing black people in droves, 30, 40 deep, in dashikis and wearing their afros out, and I mean, like all kinds of stuff. And I think it was one of like the most impactful movies that could ever been made, for the simple fact that there really hasn't been a prominent black superhero. I mean, even for like other characters as well. I mean, there hasn't been like a black version of certain characters or whatever. And it's powerful, man. It's like I can remember. I'm gonna jump around for a second, but I can remember this documentary that my mother made me watch when I was probably 16 or 17, and it was called Waiting for Superman. And it basically was, in essence, it was about like getting into like a charter school, but they had this like lottery system for like the poorer kids. So if you lived in a impoverished area or whatever, you had to go through this lottery in order to get your child into that school. So, and went through this whole process of the lottery and how like parents were like faking addresses, all kinds of stuff. I mean, and my parents have had to do some of that stuff. Like, so I'm not gonna act like it's beneath me to, because I understand. I mean, you want your child to have your best education, and by any means possible, you're gonna get that. And it's messed up that the school systems are set up in a way that make you have to go through those steps and go through those hurdles. But in that documentary, they basically were just saying how like Superman was this great hero, but he was white. I mean, he was always in like white areas. I mean, he was always in wherever, and people were just like, "I'm waiting for Superman to come save me from the hood, the ghetto, the problems I'm going through." Like, you depict this miraculous superhero that people can always reach out and touch, but it's only reachable in like a white area. You know what I mean? And even like with Black Panther, I mean, obviously like Wakanda is in Africa, but it's showing prominence in black culture. It's showing prominence in African heritage. It's just showing people that you can be much more. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's a thing where it was the most necessary thing that's ever been necessary, if that makes sense. It was so essential and so necessary. I mean, I'm seeing little kids. Like, I even had to talk to like my little cousins a week ago, and like they're just talking about becoming doctors and becoming scientists and things like that. And in Wakanda, it depicted nothing but black people as scientists and doctors and kings and queens. And in mainstream society, we've kind of lost that. You know what I mean? It's like, I mean, if you're not a rapper with the gold chains, if you're not a basketball player with whatever, you're not seen as a commodity, and you're not important to mainstream America. And it feels like that. I mean, because it's obvious. I mean, the way that they treat a lot of young black men, a lot of young black women, the way that they make certain things. I mean, whether it's from charter schools to voting to colleges. I mean, it's just a mess. But a symbol like the Black Panther and a movie like the Black Panther, just to see how many people mobilized, to see that there were dads taking their sons, making sure, like, you have to see this. You have to see this, because when I was your age, when my mom was your age, there was never a black hero. There was never a black symbol. There was never a black, like, you know what I mean? Like, and people think, oh, well, it's just a cartoon, blah, blah, blah. It's just a movie, whatever. It's a live action thing, blah, blah, blah. Those things can change you a lot. Like, it's the smallest things. It's the smallest things in life that can really change you or shape you into a new person, or find something that you're passionate about. Who knows how many people Chadwick Boseman inspired to become actors? Who knows, like, how many people Chadwick Boseman inspired to become activists? Because he was, in a lot of ways, an activist. He was trying to unite individuals. Who knows? Who knows how many people Chadwick Boseman inspired to be a speaker? I know he inspired so much, and it's just so devastating that he's gone. And it's even more devastating because he was the one that was given the mantle of the Black Panther. And the way in which he carried himself, it's going to be very hard for them to pass that to somebody else. But I think it's a beautiful thing. Like, I mean, even for me, like, Black Panther was amazing for me. But one of the characters that stood out to me even more than that was Miles Morales with Enter the Spider-Verse, because he was literally mini me. He was a black Spanish kid, an Afro-Latino kid. His mother was Puerto Rican. His father was black. He was born in New York. He went to a freaking private prep school with a bunch of rich white kids. Did not feel like he belonged in there. So, like, watching that was like peeking into my own life, or was flashing back to my own life in a lot of ways. Because you never really get to feel represented on the screen as a Latin dude, as a black guy, as a black woman, as well as a Latin woman. You really don't have that. Or if you have it, it's in, like, the form of, like, a sidekick. Like, I mean, we had X-Men and then Storm, which was Halle Berry, but she was, like, an ancillary element to the movie. It was all about Wolverine. So stuff like Black Panther, stuff like Spider-Verse, like, those things are, they are truly essential. People think it's just entertainment. It's not just entertainment. Like, everyone has that movie that makes them smile. Everyone has that song that can get them up and going in the morning. Everyone has that one motivational speaker or one video that they can watch and automatically they're in a better mood. It's impactful. And we need to get out of this thing of where, oh, it's just entertainment, just entertainment, just entertainment. It's more than that. It's more than that. If it was just entertainment, people would really, like, actors would do one take with freaking everything. Actors would literally one take everything. There's a reason why you take multiple takes of something, and then you take the absolute best take in order to make a film, in order to make a scene, in order to make a video, whatever, because you're trying to make the most impact with your words, with your gestures, and things like that. So never, ever, ever try to diminish how impactful something like Black Panther was, and still is. When I have kids, they'll watch it. They'll watch Enter the Spider-Verse. They'll watch all these black films because it's essential. Because the little kids always playing with little action figures. And I used to always wonder when I was young, why can't I have a black superhero? Why always gotta have Superman? Why is Spider-Man always white? Why is this character always white? I used to do that. I used to do that shit in school. I would really ask, like, they would give me a project on someone famous, and I'll be like, oh, is this person black? And they're like, no. Because I went to a freaking prep school. I went to, like, a private school with nothing but a bunch of white kids. And they're like, is this person black? Is this person black? I literally would purposely ask for the black person, and if I did not get the black person, I would not do the project. That's how serious I was. Because, first of all, I was one of two black kids. No, excuse me, one of three black kids. One was Dominican. Now, look, if you are Hispanic, you are fucking black. I'm sorry. Like, you can chalk it up. you have African blood in you. Let's just say you African. Let's just say we all Africans. Let's just do that, since people don't want to be claimed black, whatever. So you have African blood inside you, you are black. Or vice versa. Whatever, okay? Anyway, so we had one Dominican kid that didn't believe he was black. And we had another black kid that was fucking, when I say blue black, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but he was fucking jet black. Like midnight blues black, okay? And this dude hung out with all the white boys and was on his freaking whatever. I don't know, on his like, he was just like a weird dude. So like I was basically by myself in that school. Like the 3 black people that were there were myself, 2 other kids, and those 2, one didn't believe he was black, and the other one was just kissing up to all the white kids. So safe to say, being around something like Black Panther and being around the pageantry that it had and being around just the event that it was beautiful to watch, and I was so happy that I was at an age where I could appreciate something like that. Because I think when you're like 12, 13, I'm like, yeah, this is cool. When you're 20 and you've seen a lot of stuff, like I didn't grow up in the hood. I'm thankful that my parents did not put me in that environment. I'm blessed. But I grew up seeing a lot of young boys that look like me leave this earth. They had the Fruitville Station. They had the Trayvon Martin. They had Oscar Grant. They had tons of them. Mike Brown. I mean, that was just 4 I just rattled off. Right? And I mean, of course, the ones that are happening now. But when you see that when you're real young, and then you're like, in your head, it's like I need a hero, and Black Panther was that for us. You know what I mean? Like we need something that we can reach for when the times are rough. You know what I mean? Like we can get inspired by when we feel down. That we could show little kids when they're, I don't know, if they're scared or whatever. Like, why does it always have to be the white hero? Why can't it be the black hero? And now we finally have that with multiple characters. We have the Black Panther. We have Miles Morales, the Black Spider-Man. And I'm even when I show people that stuff, they don't even be knowing. Like I've showed people Miles Morales, Spider-Man, and they're like, "Wow, there's a Black Spider-Man. I'm gonna go show my daughter." Because it's impactful. If it was not impactful, people would not say, "Oh, I need to go show my kid this. I need to take my kids to this. I need to take my son to that. I need to take my daughter to that." It's impactful. That's why artistry is so important. That's why everything that goes into these movies and goes into projects like Black Panther was so important, from the little details to the royalty aspect of it all, to like how intricate everything in Wakanda was, you know what I mean? So it's like, never diminish the impact of things like that. Never diminish the impact of things like that. And I'm blessed that Chadwick, he was actually suffering from his cancer while he was filming Black Panther. And I just have to say, man, you are a soldier, excuse me. You are a soldier. Prayers up to your family, and Wakanda forever. But with that being said, man, thank you so much for listening. This is the Enter the Dojo podcast. International_Sensei is the Instagram. Sensei_Global21 is my Twitter. Enter the Dojo podcast is on SoundCloud, Spreaker, iTunes, as well as YouTube. Thank you so much for listening, and we must now exit the dojo. Us.